Hello, you glorious and majestic human. One of my all-time favorite things about being a coach, about helping people to design their dream lives, and that includes internally, is that I can't tell you how many times as I'm coaching someone, a new understanding or a new level of understanding comes through for me as well. And sometimes that comes through in the form of an analogy. I think that's the word, where I find a way to describe something in a way that I haven't done before. This allows the client to understand better, but also deepens my own understanding, and it helps me to translate for other people, because I am not the type of coach who thinks that everyone needs the same thing, everyone wants the same thing, everyone learns the same way, everyone understands the same way. In fact, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that coaches can make, is saying something in one way and assuming that their client is going to understand it the way that they intended it, because we're all entirely different and entirely similar. So if you want a video on that, I can make a video on how that's true. But I bring this up today in particular because I was coaching one of my clients and we were talking about the fact that your brain is like a sponge. Now, like a sponge, it has a maximum capacity. You don't necessarily know what that maximum capacity is, and it can fluctuate day to day. That's different than sponges. But if you think about a sponge, if you're pouring water on a sponge over and over and over, just like if you're intaking information, if you're completing tasks, if you're doing things, one thing after another, eventually the sponge, your brain, gets full. And I've always talked about it as if your brain was a sponge, because you need to wring it out. And the only way that you can wring it out is by doing transitions. And transitions can come in many forms. Some of them are really natural, you know. It's why when you leave work and you have to drive home, if you don't work from home, you find that you feel different by the time you got home because your brain had a transition. Now, even more powerful is when you intentionally include transitions in your day between every task possible. So maybe you're working on your computer and you're working on a project and you're about to switch over to check your email. Rather than just hopping over to this different task, you give yourself a moment to do the transition. Now, again, I can make a video on transitions if that's of interest to you. It's one of the #1 ways that I coach people to maintain their energy throughout the day so they don't get completely drained by their work. And so today we were talking about it because I explained it in this way, which was totally new for me, but it made a lot of sense and it really helped my client, because I said, think about it as if your brain and your body are in a wrestling match. Now, your body only speaks body language. It's literally the only way that it can communicate with you. And your brain is divided between your subconscious and your consciousness, right? And so your consciousness is going to think in thoughts. Your subconsciousness is going to understand and interpret and act based on feelings. Now, those feelings come from your experiences. Your experiences, your emotions, your trauma, your stress are built into your body. And so your body will communicate in body language, and your subconscious will listen, and it will inform your consciousness on how to act. Now, thinking of your brain as a sponge, we know that we have to wring the whole thing out, consciousness and subconsciousness together, right? And so if you think about the fact that your brain and your body are constantly going to be wrestling for who's in charge, who's the loudest, if they are wrestling, eventually your brain is going to tap out. It's kind of like when you are running on empty and eventually you're tired and you're so tired that you literally cannot keep your eyes open, you cannot think anymore, you cannot work anymore. When you hit that wall, your brain is tapping out. And using transitions to get through your day means that you honor both your brain and your body as you move, as you get stuff done, as you experience life, and you're able to maintain more of that energy, so that when your brain taps out, you're not tapping out because the tank is on empty. You're tapping out because you're ready to rest. You're ready to rejuvenate. So let me know if this helps, my friend. And especially let me know if your brain ever gets a reprieve, if it gets to transition, or if it's at war with your body. And if so, who's winning?